Hey y'all, welcome to Fitting and Homemaking. My name is Sarah, and today is going to be hopefully a quick video because what I want to do is some really quick decluttering and organizing. I've had some things on my mind lately of where, like, whenever I go to use a specific thing, it's like, oh, this is like cluttered, or oh, I never reached for that. I should get rid of that thing. I should put it aside. And normally, since they're super quick things, I would do it in the moment, but I've been wanting to do another video for you guys. So I wanted to do a bit of a compilation for you and show you just how quickly you can kind of get these things done and just make your day-to-day life a little bit easier to get through. So that's part of what we're going to be doing. The other part is the way that we have kept the kitchen. It has been in a state of not being finished. So my husband's working on putting this tile backsplash up. This wall is not done yet. And over here, like, it's mostly done, but not totally done. So things kind of got moved around during that process, and I don't like where they are, and there's too much stuff on the countertop. So we're going to be kind of reorganizing how the stuff is laid out in the kitchen just a little bit, okay? So that's kind of the second part of this, but both of those things should be pretty quick. I have been thinking about it for a while, so I know exactly where I want to put stuff. I've also been kind of watching and catching up on Millennial Meg's channel, and she's been doing a lot of decluttering on there with the Dana K. White method. And I'm not familiar with the Dana K. White method outside of what has been discussed on Millennial Meg's channel. But the two things that really appeal to me are do the easy stuff first and don't make a mess while doing it. So we are going to be keeping both of those things in mind while we're not doing the Dana K. White method, because there are multiple steps and all that sort of thing. These are just the quick, easy things that I know that I want to change. All right, no more talking, let's get started. All right, so the first thing is up here, this shelf. Let me bring you closer so you can see. All right, so I think you guys can see that. So this shelf, this is my tea shelf. It's gotten kind of, God, you guys are so close, like actual physically, it's a little awkward for me. So anyhow, this is my tea shelf and it's gotten a little full. So I also do keep my vitamins on here. This is just what I take for a multivitamin. But there are a couple things in here that I really don't ever use, or if I use it, it's like, I don't want to say under duress, but it's not my first choice, right? So let's go ahead, and this is something that I absolutely use. I do use this, although it's definitely not my first choice because this is not very tight, so it leaks a little bit. This one is one that I'd like to get rid of. Yes, it has my name on it, but luckily my name's fairly common, so I am going to still donate this. But the lid just doesn't have any sort of closure on it at all. And if I'm having this, I'm walking around and I'm going to be spilling hot tea all over me. So this is going to go on the donation shelf. And then love this Peter Rabbit mug. Do that all the time. Also, it's like, you know, super huge. For the same reasons, love these pottery mugs. They're big. These two I've stacked together in the back because they are never my first choice. This one, while big, is just not quite big enough, and it's kind of like blah. And this one, while it's fun, is just far too small for how much tea I drink. So let's get rid of those. All right, and then I have my teapot here, love, love, love. And then back here hiding, this was a gift, and it's meant to either hold salt or tea or something. And we are going to put salt in it. But this is part of the kitchen reorganization. It's going to go over here off camera. All right. So now my teapot has a little bit more room to breathe. We'll put this in the back since that's a backup. This is my favorite one because it has a lid that locks and nothing, I've never had anything spill out of this. I just washed it, so it's still a little bit wet. And we have our vitamins. Hopefully you guys can like see through my head here. And there we go. And it's a lot easier to get to the mugs. So let's take these guys to the donation shelf. All right, guys, so that feels much better, and I can see all my beautiful things. And it's not so tight that things are clinking against each other or that I'm having to stack things. So perfect. All right, y'all, so this is the part of the kitchen that's been bothering me. I left this out from when I was, grinding up salt last time I needed salt in a recipe. But I really want to keep this with the pestle portion of it. And I'm storing that in a basket in my room so it doesn't get messed up or anything like that. Because sometimes I'll grind stuff not in the kitchen. So I want this to go back up, but the salt that I've ground can actually go in here. And when I get a chance, what I would like to do is grind some more salt so that I don't have to keep grinding it exactly when I need it. It would be nice to have this filled somewhat with ground salt, and just to keep it out here with maybe a little scoop on top so that I don't have to keep grinding it every single time I want to bake something. So I'm gonna put that there so I can take it when I leave the room. All right, the butter, far too close to the stove. Like, I like countertop butter. I don't like melted butter, right? Like room temperature butter. So I'd like to move that over. This, we have 2 fruit bowls over here. So what I'd like to do is put one of these on the kitchen table so that my kids can reach it. So one of these, so this one's gonna go on the kitchen table, I think, because it's a little bit easier for them to get to. And so I'm gonna split up this fruit. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly wash the apples that I'm gonna put in here. In case my kids want to just go ahead and eat them straight out of the bowl, they can. So let me wash these right behind you at the sink, and we'll put that here and then go get it on the table so that it's out of this corner. I don't want them overflowing if someone tries to get a banana, so I will put these other ones back in here. And then I'm also going to put the avocado in there. I think we're going to use this tonight, so I'm not worried about it ripening anything too much. All right, I need a little, because there's been so much stuff crammed in this corner. There's the countertop back here is dirty because we have not been moving the stuff to clean around it. Oops, definitely didn't want to put that on the floor. Okay. Okay. So this guy can go back here. Nice little pop of color in the corner. And I would like to have the butter over here because usually, oh, sorry, this one's going to go on the table, isn't it? That's right. That's right. All right. That one goes over there. Let me take this to the table. All right. So the butter's going to move over here. Oh, I'm sorry. The butter's going to move over here a little bit farther away from the stove so it doesn't get as hot. And when I fill this with salt, it can be right here because this is the countertop where we do the bulk of our prep work. Just because over there we have like our coffee maker, coffee espresso maker, tea kettle, and that takes up kind of a lot of space. And then it's right next to the sink over there too. So this is our main prep surface. All right, the next thing to address is this. This used to be attached to the wall right here, but like I said, we are mid-project with the tile. Hopefully sometime this summer it gets done. But really we have stopped using these except for the chili powder one and the taco one. Now, ideally, they would go in our spice drawer, which is a horrendous mess over here. So right now, the easy thing to do is to just put them on the fridge here. And I will let my husband know that that's where those have traveled to. We use those about once a week when we have taco night. Sometimes a little bit more than once a week because sometimes we have tacos more than once a week because it's an easy meal that everyone likes and you can add in stuff and it's healthy and all of the things, right? So that's gonna go there. And I'm going to donate this. I have not Some of these still have spices in it, and I have not cleared this with my husband yet, but these spices have been in here and we haven't been using them because we've been using this, and they're probably so old that they're probably not good anymore. So I am not planning on donating this. I'm planning on tossing this. I'm planning on throwing it away. But I do want to ask my husband about it first because I have not run this by him yet. So I am going to put it on the donation shelf because he usually reviews that stuff before we get rid of it anyway. So let me go put this over there. And since I'm going in that direction, I will go ahead and put this in my room so we're not making a mess. All right, so this corner is already feeling way better. It is way less cluttered. The stuff is just in the corner. My husband and I can reach that if we need to, but the fruit is accessible on the table for the kids. Something else that used to be over here is we used to have a knife thing on the wall, and our knives are over in that corner. I don't have a good spot to move them to over here where it's not going to be in the reach of the kids. So unfortunately, I am going to leave the knives over in the corner just for safety purposes. You know what? Maybe we could... I feel like that would be dangerous if we opened it too fast, though. So maybe we could mount the metal thing on here and just store them in here so they'd be out of the way, but close to where we use it. That's a thought. I'm not ready for that thought yet, though. The thought I am ready for is moving our utensils over here. Like I said, this is our prep space. The stove is right here, we cook right here, and our utensils are all the way over by the paper towel holder by the sink. And they kind of get in the way. I've been trying to be really good about keeping the kitchen reset after meals, like resetting it so that there's no dishes piled up in between meals. Like if there are dishes there, it's for a very short amount of time. So I've been doing well at that lately, but I know there will be times when I fall off that wagon and take a while to get back on. So I am going to move the utensil holder back over here where it originally was before we started the kitchen project. Okay, fantastic. And I'm sure there's some stuff in here that could come out that we don't use as much. But we've pared it down before and I'm okay with how it is now. And there's the pop of color that I wanted. I knew there was going to be color over here somewhere. So a lot of this stuff, actually, I chose this. This was my husband and I chose this. It was a souvenir from a trip that we took. The rest of this has about all been gifts. So normally I would have a little bit more color. I'm someone who does like color, which I say as I'm wearing a gray top, black shorts, and gray socks. Self-aware about that, but I do like color. So this is nice to add a little bit of color to the space. The last thing that we're going to do over here, I know I'm kind of like yapping on a bit, but I don't like that the griddle stays out on the countertop. We do use the griddle a lot. It's an electric griddle. It's very convenient. But like I said, this is our prep space and I would really like these countertops to be more clear. So since we got the new stove oven, the bottom drawer used to have a bunch of stuff that you could use inside the oven, but the bottom drawer in our old oven was also a warming drawer. This one is just a storage drawer. So luckily that has been fantastic because we can put our pizza steel in there, which is very heavy and kind of a pain in the butt to find somewhere else to store it. And the pizza peel, which is just big and awkward shape, is in there. And I tested it and there is room for this guy to go in there, and I have asked my husband if it's okay to put it down there. So I'm gonna put it down there, and then he's gonna be mad at me when he can't find it for the first few times. And I'm gonna remind him that yes, I did in fact tell you that I was moving it and that you agreed. But I'm gonna move it down there. I will text him again that I just moved it today in case he is looking for it. But I'm gonna be so much happier not seeing this on the countertop. So let me put that down there. All right, bye-bye off the countertop. Yay. So I'm very happy that that is out of the way. And guys, look at the difference in this kitchen. So much better. I'll take a little tour over here. So much less crowded over here too, okay? And then of course, we have the shelf that I did. I think you guys can just barely see that. Okay, super close up. We are going to go move into the bedroom now because there are a few places that I want to tackle in there. All right, y'all, so we're in my bedroom, and the first place that I wanted to take care of was behind the door here. This stuff hanging behind the door, I never use it because it's behind the door, right? Usually the door is kept shut when we're not in the room just because we don't, like, we have some stuff in here that we don't want the kids getting into. But because of that, the room is either shut up, or if I'm home by myself, I have my friend Bertram, who I call Bertie, to help open the door because the door doesn't stay all the way open on its own. So I never, ever see this stuff, right? So this is a beautiful bag. I would like to use it more. So let's get it off this hook where I never see it and put it on the entryway hooks where I actually go by and grab bags to take stuff places. All right, now this bag, this is a bag that my sister actually made, and I love the fabric, and I love this bag, but my wallet no longer fits into it. It does have some card slots that she sewed into it. Uh-oh, there's a hair thingy. Is there anything else in here? A lone hair thingy in there. But it has slots for cards in here, and when I was carrying this, I would definitely use it in that way because I just didn't have a separate wallet, and then a slot for like cash, and then a nice zippered pocket. Goodness, guess I need to clean this out a little bit. A nice contrasting zipper pocket, that's lovely, and then, you know, the front pocket. So this is a great purse, but I never use it, and I'd rather pass it on and let someone who doesn't have a different option use this. So I'm gonna go put this on the donate shelf. All right, now that this is no longer having anything hanging on it, I think we can take it off. And we can maybe use it elsewhere. Oops. This has been on here for a long time, so I was a little bit afraid that it might be hard to get off without peeling the paint off. And now I'm sad. 'Cause I'm afraid if I get pliers, it's just gonna rip it more. Drop down in the comments below if you have a solution for this, if I'm unable to get this off. What happens when the tape from the command hook breaks off and you can't pull it down like you're supposed to? Ooh, pulling to the side seems to work. Fantastic, and I did not pull the paint off. Success. All right, so let me quickly go throw away the stuff that needs to be thrown away and put up my hair thingy and give my husband this change. This dime that was in there because he does save his change, and put up the command hook. All right, fantastic, blank wall again. Since it's behind the door, we probably won't ever put anything here. I would like to decorate this wall, the part that's not behind the door, with art, but it's like needs to be framed, and who knows when that's going to happen. And my children like hanging up this special artwork that they've made for us on this wall, which is why I'm not showing you down there because it has pictures and all that sort of thing. But the next spot is going to be the closet. So let's go take a look at that. All right, y'all, welcome to my closet. We're not dealing with the stuff up here because that stuff's not easy. Something I've been thinking about is these shoes. I never choose to wear them. They've stretched out, they've gotten too loose, and I just have other shoes that I prefer, so we are going to donate those. I'm just going to make a little donate pile and take it all there at once. Scarves. I used to be like a fashion scarf person, and I'm just not anymore. I think I stopped wearing them when I had when my kids were like really tiny, like when they were babies and they would pull on them. But it's been years since I've worn them, and now it feels like a little bit weird to wear them. So I'm just gonna get rid of them and pass them on. We don't need to hold on to things that we're not using. Come on now. And some of these are souvenirs from places, but if I kept a souvenir, like every souvenir that people gave me, like I have pictures like wearing them and that sort of thing. So that's good enough for me. All right. We also have some fashion belts that I'm never going to use again. The clothes that I wore, the dress that I wore these with, styling it different ways, I don't own anymore. So there's no point in keeping it. And I'm going to keep this because this is like a safety running thing, and I have started running again. So I do want to have that. These shoes up top here are shoes that I'm giving my best friend. I accidentally ordered the wrong size, and fortunately for her, it is her size, which is like a half size smaller than mine. Undecided on these shoes, so they're staying for now because we're supposed to be doing things that are easy. This shirt, loved this shirt, have nowhere to wear it anymore. I haven't worn it in over a year, so it's going to go. I don't love how these fit. I never choose them. Let's see. One of these, the hem has come undone. And I'm always mad when I grab that one. It's this one. So if someone else can fix that hem and get a very high quality hiking shirt. And I'm just quickly going through, seeing if anything strikes me as something I will never wear again. This doesn't go with any other pants that I have. And I know you're like, Sarah, it's just a red shirt. It's a very loose fitting shirt, and I would wear it with like skinny jeans and skinny pants, and I just don't have any of those anymore. And it looks weird if you wear something really bulky on top and something really bulky on the bottom. I shouldn't say weird, it's not my preferred look. I just look like I'm swimming in clothes when I do that. So I have to have either the bottoms fitted or the tops fitted for me to feel good about an outfit. Don't like that shirt. That shirt, the sleeves are way too short, and it's kind of like a little bit of a crop top on me. This dress, I have nowhere to wear it. Love this dress. Don't like this, but I got it to go with the dress. I don't even have shoes fancy enough to wear with this anymore. The last time I wore it to a friend's wedding, I was like first trimester pregnant with my son, so luckily it still fit. But my son turns 3 next month, and I haven't worn it since then. And while it's lovely, I'd rather someone else wear it. So we will donate that. This I would need to think about. This was a dress I wore to my rehearsal dinner, and my best friend gave me this dress because it used to be her dress and I had it altered to fit me. That needs more noodling on, even though I haven't worn it in a while. I feel like it is casual enough where I might wear it. Come off. Tiger costume that's in there, let's donate that. Baby shark costume that's in there, let's donate that. Let's see. This one's a 4T, so my son could probably fit in it in a few years, but he's gonna wanna do his own thing for Halloween. So let's get rid of it. Some other kids can use it. And get rid of the little hangers in here. So that is a fairly big pile. So let me kind of, I guess, turn you around and I'll tidy it up on the bed a little bit instead of, because I've just dropped it on the floor because that's what we're doing right now. We're doing easy. But it needs to be tidied up before I can put it on the shelf in the other room. So let me go put these in the laundry room instead of aggressively shaking them at you. And I'll turn the camera around and we will get this tidy enough to go on a shelf. Okay, and I have just chosen to cut my head off because I don't want to move pictures around the room. Goodness, these are long. And I'm going to try not to be too precious about this, but it just needs to be not going everywhere. And if I ever feel like I want to get into wearing scarves again, I will just buy the ones that I am interested in at that point. I'm really interested in forensic anthropology, so if you've noticed that I have 2 scarves with skulls on them, that's why. All right, are there other scarves in here? Yes, let's just do all the scarves first. Let's untie this. This one I actually got when I visited the United Arab Emirates, but I have pictures of myself in this. And that's the only reason I'm keeping it. Which, when you have limited space, seems like not the greatest reason. Actually, this one my husband gave me from the trip in Italy. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to get rid of this one yet. I think it might be too new. So I am going to put this one back. I know I said that this was going to be easy, but I'm going to fold it and like put it in a memory area rather than hanging in my closet, since I'm not going to wear it. But I feel like he would be upset if I got rid of it. So that can go on the shelf. Okay. Let's see. Belts. These were fun belts. I had a little black dress that it was like a kind of a short mini dress, but it didn't have, like, it just had a waistline to it. It wasn't really defined other than having a seam there. So needed to have a belt to define it more and make it look like a put together outfit. These, I just don't like how they fit. They're not very comfortable. They like fit too closely in the armpit. And the blue one, like, the only thing I would wear that with is khaki shorts, and it's kind of a weird color to wear with khaki shorts. I know khaki's neutral, but it's my preference. Don't want this to fall over. I guess I'll put the shirts in a different stack. But yeah, I did wear this last winter, but it was never like my first choice. It was because I needed to do laundry or whatnot. And honestly, I'm at a point where I don't want to have clothes that I don't like. This one is just part of an earlier time in my life. Had a lot of fun in that dress. How do you even fold these? How do we fold these? I guess the head goes over last. I'm not used to folding things with heads and tails and whatnot. Good enough. Let's see. This one is maybe a little bit less problematic. All right. Let's go take this to the shelf. All right, guys, so this is the donation shelf. I'm pretty happy with that volume of things. It did start off with just kind of these couple of things over here, which that's just where we store it. You know, if the house is on fire, we want the fire extinguisher to be easy to get to. But happy with that amount of stuff leaving the house. It didn't take that long to get through it. Most of the time was spent folding this and rearranging the layout in the kitchen to how I like it. If you're interested in more decluttering content, more cleaning content, more gardening content, I should have a garden update coming for you in the next few videos here. Super excited about that. It is finally raining here, so the plants are loving it. I have some flowers that are about to bloom. We have a situation with the strawberries that I need to handle, but if you're watching Decluttering, you might not care about gardening, so I will stop going on and on about that. Please like, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell so that you know when I put out a new video. I'm not on a schedule right now, but I would like to get back to getting you guys about a video a week. Not sure when that's going to happen, but I've been able to kind of finagle my work schedule a little bit, where I think as long as I'm productive during the week, I should have some time on Fridays to film. So hopefully I will be able to get back to a video per week posting schedule, because I really enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy talking to you guys in the comments. Sorry about the lighting. I have a motion detector light in here. And I look forward to hearing from you and all of the things that you've been up to. So that's it for me for today. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you the next time. Bye.